What is up, guys? Orange Knight One here, and welcome back to another episode on, of course, Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition. In the last episode, we made our way through, of course, we made our way towards Alchemoth. We met up with Thielen, who, of course, we helped out with the, telepathy research during the last, during the original campaign. And it looks like he's gonna help us, and I see a mosquito flying around on my screen right now. I'm pretty sure you guys saw that, but it's nothing much. But I also have a surprise for you. Before we head on over to Alchemoth again, I did some digging in the main campaign, and guess what I've gotten? This here is called the Replica Monado Dogma. It's got an increased chance of crit rate once you have it equipped in the main campaign. It's a pretty useful tool if you want to actually go up against probably high level enemies, and you want to do some critical hits. So that'd be pretty handy. But this is what it looks like. It has a bit of red paint as well as some yellow paint and some purple paint as well as some we can get a better look, some blue paint on the bottom. And of course you could see like a mosquito or something like that, just a fly or something. It's nothing much. But yeah, in this episode, this is what it looks like. It's a really cool weapon. It's basically the Saga, but it's just a bit different. We finally got all the Monados.
Alright?
Huh? You want something from me? Your faces kind of have that look. Right, I see that. I see. That sounds rough. And you came from Companion's Cape? Then I've got a question for you. On your way to Grandel, did you come across any hard-looking rock or rare materials or anything like that? Saw rare materials? You're serious? Alright, tell me more. Too bad, sorry, but none of that is news to me. Oh, well, still, thanks for telling me about that. I've got something to talk to you about as well, if that's okay. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Right, so I'm currently making tools for these fixing and expanding the red parts, and I'd like to make them stronger. That's why I've been asking after better materials. Well, actually I've got an idea, but I'll need a catalyst to make it work. I'm not tough enough to track it down by myself, but since you knew all kinds of materials, I figured you know. Say, now I think about it, couldn't I just ask you all to get it and bring it to me? That'd be easier. The catalyst I want to use is found near the Barrow Ruins Cave. It's a stone people call the Xhoan Shard. Hang on guys, I gotta deal with this fly. It's flying around here. Okay, I'm back. Hopefully I got it, and if you guys see it, I might as well take care of it in a little while. Maybe I could upgrade any tools you're carrying while I'm working on ours? I could work with anything, like for example that ether pick you've got. How about it? I bet I could strengthen it to improve the output, so you could mine better stuff. Not too shabby, eh? Alright, you got yourself a deal. Hamaline. Can I help you? I'm sorry to bother you. I saw those mechanical parts and figured we might be able to use them to fix the junks. I'm sorry to disappoint, but everything you see here is a little more than scrap. Can you tell me what parts you're looking for specifically? We need wiring to link up the generator and the drive system, as well as something to reinforce the hull. Sounds rather complicated, that said. I do have an inkling. You've seen high anti-air airships before, right? Well, there are a few crashed ones in Alchemath just lying there. And you think we could strip them for parts? Just so, although I don't know what state they're in, you'll have to go and work that out for yourselves. Right, I see. I would investigate them myself, but everyone else warned me off, saying it's too dangerous, so I relented. Still, from what I remember of my primary study, I think there should be 3 of the machines left. Understood. Thank you for sharing the information with us. Oh, one moment. I may have a request to go with all that. There are actually some parts I need too. Would you mind terribly finding them for me and bringing them all back together? Of course. That's no problem at all. Investigate the airship in the vicinity of Alchemath's main entrance. What kind of parts are you after? I'm so glad to hear you ask. What I need is a palm-sized cog. Understood. We'll keep our eyes out for one of those. I'm counting on you. No problem. Leave it to me. I can't do that one yet.
Your strength is the genuine article.
I'm really feeling it.
Mr. Show.
Good job, everyone.
Have to practice that upon once they get back. I see your strength is the genuine article.
Huh. Huh. We can definitely do this. Too easy.
How's that? We beat enemy fair and square.
No enemy can stand against us when we bring our might to bear.
That's because you're both pretty sturdily built.
Huh?
Huh?
Huh? Why the cold stairs? Wait, is there an enemy behind me?
I don't think so. Why you say that, Shulk? Dadapon's gift.
Shook, look. Plenty of trees growing.
Looks like this area isn't very heavily cultivated. That might be why nature runs so rampant.
Big step for Nippon. Kino make this into Frontier Village Mark II.
Frontier Village, huh? I was amazed first time I saw it. All the pollen factories, built into that giant tree.
Nippon never use metal if can be helped. Except for Sister Pon, who like to use hum-hum shields very much.
Oh, right. It's true, though. Ricky never did use a metal weapon. It looked more like a fruit of some kind.
Kino,
Are you sure?
this is actually gumberry that store ether within. Kino just make it suck in ether, and then it shoot out contents like real rifle.
Is that right? I'm not sure I've ever seen a berry that big before.
Indeedy. Kino never see one lying around before, that for sure.
The plants that bear them must be very rare. I knew biters, but I didn't know you had curiosities like these.
Well, biter's still more popular. Little Pon Kino also wants to use biter, but no beef on wings, so could not carry properly. But then, when Kino gets in big sulk, Dadapon go and pick gumberry from somewhere.
Ricky did. So he can be a model father. I'm impressed.
Yes, Dadapon is true hero Pon. This weapon only used now by Noppon 2 Wimpy to hold biter, but Dadapon was first one to discover. Everyone jumped for happy when introduced.
Ricky is a man of many talents, huh?
Yeah.
A true hero on indeed.
Dadapon say he gets idea for making into weapon from homegrown gun.
Inspired by a Holmes gun. Ah, Charlotte's ether rifle then. Though if he was going to make weapons, I would have been happy to help him out.
How about it if Shulk give Kino pointers? Kino still not always hit target.
Pointers, eh? From what I saw though, it seemed like you knew your stuff.
Kino also thinks so, but still sometimes miss.
Right. Then maybe you'd best learn how to properly handle the weapon.
Properly how?
Am I right to assume you've never really had proper training?
Mama, how is Shulk knowing of that? Kino, state of shock.
I reckon the weapon's more beat up than it should be. You don't want that. More prone to malfunctions.
What Kino should do?
It's important to be as careful as possible. Handle it too roughly, and you could end up warping the grip. If the aim is a little off, it could potentially be because of that.
How Shulk knows such things? Kino never figure out in a million years.
I've always liked tinkering with weapons. Even made my friend Ryan's weapon, in fact. That'll be why. If you need a weapon maintained, I'm your guy.
Shulk really second most awesome after Dadapon. Tell Kino more.
All right. But for now, let's reinforce this to help with your aim. In return, could you perhaps share some more stories?
Kino like that deal.
Alright, let's see here. We gotta go over to this way. Saltner Seal Island.
What is happening over there?
Uh-oh.
Miss Molly, look ahead.
Ponies.
The fog.
Fog beasts.
They've been corrupted.
Here they come.
No time for deliberations. Let's go, Shulk.
Got it!
Face the wrath of the Monado Dogma.
Yeah.
fog beasts tend to be more powerful than original monsters, probably even unique monsters. There we go. Sorry, ponies.
And not come back.
Shulk. The fog beasts were meant to be confined within Alchemoth.
I don't think that's where those ones came from.
What do you mean?
The rift made normal monsters transform into fog beasts.
Really? Uh-oh. The Armu's in the village.
Oh no, Grandel!
Ah,
What is the matter?
the Armus could turn into fog beasts.
Meh, no one to picture that. Must hurry to rescue.
Let's get going. Come on. We're here.
Your instinct was right, Melia.
Yes, although the rift's influence is spreading far too quickly. Ransom, are you fine?
Miss Melia, these armies, it was so sudden.
You can explain later. Let us do the fighting here. You should seek refuge.
Right you are.
Stop those armies.
Yeah,
Bad army. Go to bed without dindins. You know, show off marching skills.
Sorry about this, Armus. Like Armus.
Bernardo, save us from harm. Alright, I'm feeling it. Come on, we can definitely do this.
Inspectors, go for it!
Find the trigger! Get you even through kitchen sink! Thank you for that.
Was everyone all right?
Yeah, no major injuries to speak of. All thanks to you, of course.
Kino accepts a year's supply of sweet wasabi as reward. Real hero pun never has compensation. Or it say that?
Shulk, was it the rift's expanding influence that's responsible for our Armu's transformation?
Looks like it. We saw it happen before, too. Regular monsters turned into fog beasts, just like that.
That suggests more fog beasts will appear if the rift continues to spread its vileness. Consider, with the size it was before, the rift's effect was limited to the area within the capital. But now it's getting wider.
One moment. In that case, if the rift keeps growing larger,
All monsters everywhere could be changed by the fog.
That would be
we
bad.
must find a way to fight back.
We'll need those research notes for that. Let's head for the lab.
Right.
To the lab we go, then. I think I still see the fly coming around. Alright, we got a fight coming up ahead, so let's see which Monado we can go with. It'd be funny if we go with the jump sword. Let's go with the Monado.
Villain! What do you want?
You stand in the way of a new age dawning. Sis, I'm scared.
It's all right. I'll protect you. And I'll work, I swear.
Behold, the widening rift in the sky. It's proof definite the world abhors you.
Spare me your ravings.
Oh, Lady Melia, the hope of our race.
Gaelgear, what is this treachery?
As you can see, I am sweeping away some pebbles. Their research is blasphemy against the commingled blood.
Don't you comprehend the import of what you're interrupting? The very future of our race hinges on their work.
You think this is the future? This reactionary struggle to revive what is long buried? The future of the High-Entia is us. We are what the race ought to become. We are the true face of the High-Entia.
If not for our ancestors, we would never even have drawn breath.
Ancestors? I recognize them not. You, Lady Melia, are our progenitor. You were our beginning, and you will be our future.
Senseless drivel. If you would interfere with this research for the sake of spouting your nonsense, you do not deserve my mercy.
Melia!
Why won't you understand? Why won't you accept that we are the ones destined to lead?
You will not so easily refute our history.
So be it. I reject you. I will take the mantle and become father of our kin.
Come on! We'll show you the Monado's power.
Take dominion over all.
Gaelgear!
Let's focus our efforts. All right, I feel you. Your blood This is the Monado's power.
Monado Eater! Aggressor Ondos and a Defender Ondos.
You think you know my power? You know nothing. Well, protect it. Capture your forces.
Let's see you survive this.
Perfection, do it now. I know I am not wrong. I'm not.
I will spare you. Just be gone from my sight.
The crown is mine now.
Talon! Vix's help!
Better safe than sorry. The pure blood meets its end today.
What was that?
Are you okay, Talon?
A Telethia.
Telethia, here! Down!
Yeah, you better run. They're alive!
She's okay. She's alright.
I'm sorry. I couldn't save the future.
Back to Grendel. Time to use the same healing art. That should work.
Melia!
Miss Melia! Tina, you did it!
She's alive.
Where?
We're in Ransom's house. The lab went up in flames, so we carried you here.
The lab. I'm sorry, Talon. I failed you.
Miss Melia.
You damn fool! What possessed you to do that? What happened to safeguarding the future of the High Entia? And bringing our brethren back home, were those just words to you? You should think long and hard about what the death of a leader would mean for us.
Come on, big sis. That's enough.
Don't defend her. This idiot child.
I had to.
What?
To protect it at all cost. The research.
How can you be so fixated on that?
Our salvation lies therein. I believe it now.
Melia!
And yet, ultimately it was for naught. I caused trouble for everyone. And I couldn't even save the documents.
Poor Miss Melly. That's not true. If you and your friends hadn't come when you did, there might not have been anything left of the research to continue with. And also, here,
What's this?
it's the book you carried out of the fire. Ring any bells?
From the tomb?
This tome. We found it in the tomb.
Yeah. The book that started my research. If
Exactly.
we have this, me and Tyrea can carry on with our work. Sis, are you with me?
Yeah, right. We can study the problem until we make some headway.
Miss Melia, thank you.
Likewise.
Talon. Tyrea.
You've only just woken up. Come on, we'll let you rest.
Yes,
Yeah.
thank you.
Why are you pointing that thing?
For? Here I use triple snooze for C-suite dreams.
No thanks. Yeah! Whoa, whoa! What is this, a game of pinball?
This might just be what we need to defeat the Fog King.
Yeah.
Feeling better?
Yes, much better now.
What a relief. Miss Melly good as new. Kino saved day again. Less braggy, please.
Friends, I'm sorry I worried you. And I abused your hospitality. Please forgive me.
No. You saved this place and we owe you. Big time. This was the least I could do.
I will not stop now. I swear to do what I can for the good of Grandel.
I appreciate it. Just don't go running yourself ragged for us.
I promise.
Where's Tyrea?
We seem to be missing Tyrea.
That's what I just said.
Oh, if you're looking for her, she figured the fog beasts might strike again, so she went out on patrol.
The likes of us aren't exactly trained for battle, so really, any help is welcome.
You're right. I feel sorry for any beasts that wander into Tyrea's path. By the way, did I hear you mention something about defeating the Fog King?
All thanks to our friend's research.
Is that so?
Quite.
A sterling achievement, Teelan.
Just an accident.
Still, even so, your devotion to your mother may well have saved our future. All right. What do we have to do? How do we defeat the Fog King?
We found ether attacks effective against fog beasts, but not against the Fog King. That's because the ether's concentration was too low.
Concentration?
Concentration, huh?
Concentration? Pipe down when adults talking, dum-dum. But Kino's so bored.
The whole thing got me wondering, why did fog beasts appear when the rift got wider? I think the intensity of the rift's rays exceeded the density of the Telethia's ether field.
None of that makes any sense to me. How is the density connected to the Fog King?
If we could put up an ether field denser than the Telethia's, the Fog King will become vulnerable.
How does one put up an ether field? Secondly, where does one obtain such highly concentrated ether?
For the field, I think this guy will do the job, with a little tinkering.
You mean the Monado?
In that case, it's just a matter of gathering up enough high-purity ether crystals, except...
Except what?
Those kinds of ether crystals are extremely rare. I'm not sure where I'd even start looking. There might be none at all around here.
Oh, cheer up, all of you. It is not a foregone conclusion. And in any scenario, if we cannot defeat the Fog King without them, we will have to keep looking until we find them.
True enough.
Good. Then let us start by asking around.
Hey!
So, it looks like all we need to do is we need to defeat the Fog King, a high-density ether field will be necessary. To obtain the high ether crystal required, to attain the high ether crystals that need that as I was saying, to obtain the high ether crystal required, the team will need info from the townspeople. So now I know what we need to do to defeat the Fog King. We need to actually power up our little guy here, that is the Monado, and our weapons too. So we need to power up the Monado with more ether-based, with more ether, as Gaelgear say. It could be counteracted by releasing ether waves, whatever he said. Let me actually turn the music back on. It's a little quiet. But also, guys, we're gonna take this time in this episode in the next few episodes to do some side quests. That's right. I want to get every single side quest done in this entire game. Well, in this timeline, of course. Good of you to come by. Mind if I ask for a spot of help? I could really use an assist right now. As you probably gathered, we use these ancient structures for housing. When we first arrived, they were already deserted, ruined almost beyond all hope of repair. We've been doing our best to keep things tidy, but with the march of time, the rubble starts to pile up. We'd like nothing more than to clear it out, but with our numbers, we can't shift the heavy stuff. That's where you come in. Haha, no, I wasn't expecting you to drag it around by yourselves. I was hoping you could get us some Hoverstone. It's a mineral with levitational properties. If we could lift the rubble using that, a few pairs of hands would suffice. Ah, some Hoverstone. Hoverstone can commonly be found on Saltner Seal Island, Pillanor, and in the area of Sculptor Lands. 3 pieces should be enough to make our work swift and easy. Alright, let's ask around first. And there's another quest here.
Hey, okay.
Hey you, please listen. Miss Weenie is feeling sad. And I know exactly why. It's because she lost her wedding ring while escaping from Alchemoth. That's why she's feeling blue. And I, Edred, have long thought it imperative that I rescue her from her state. What? No, I don't have an ulterior motive, nor is it a crush. Perish the thought. If I had to call it anything, I'd call it... That's it, I'd call it compassion. And therefore, I thought ought to present her with a new ring, but I not know how to make one. And also, I cannot move from here, on account of my duty to guard the townsfolk. And thus, I must enlist your services to seek out someone who can make a ring for me. I trust you will assist me? Find someone who can make you a ring. Yes, I knew you would understand. Return with the ring, and I might just sing. I might just sing! I might just sing.
Are you there?
You're after a ring, are you? I imagine I have it in me to make a ring, no worries, but... Can it really be true? The oaf Edred wants to give it to a Lady Weenie? I'm not really a big fan of his heartedness. Mind telling me the whole story? Ah, I see. He saw Lady Weenie feeling down and decided to cheer her up. I'm really not sure about this, but if it's for Lady Weenie's sake, so be it. I'll craft him the ring. Rumor has it that Lady Weenie lost her husband coming to the settlement. She really does seem lonely sometimes. Well, to business. I can't make a ring without the requisite materials, so I need you to gather some bricknight for me. You should be able to find it in the stony area down the back of the forbidden Hushland. Good luck. Alright, got you on that one. Oh! It's easier to talk to kids. Well, I'll come talk to him later with Kino. A high ether crystal, eh? Well, it's the first I've heard of it. But now that I think about it, I might actually have a rough idea about where to find one. I hope it's what you're looking for. Blast, you know what? I can't recall. It was a long time ago, so my memory's a little hazy. Sorry, your best bet might be asking a fellow squadsman of mine. He's on the ramparts and bound to know more. Oh, we gotta go through here, the door.
Let's keep it brief.
A high ether crystal? Ah, I think I know what you're getting at here. I'm not entirely sure on the location, but I do know there's supposed to be a very rare ether deposit near here. An old lady called Sarja told me about it. You might be better off talking to her for more details. I got interested in myself and even tried searching around Nether's necropolis, but couldn't find a thing. From what Sarja told me, there's a good chance it's inside of a cave. So that's why I thought it was a place to start. Alas. If it is really in a cave and it's not there, then I'm stumped. Still, that doesn't mean much. There'll be other places to check. I can't say for certain, of course, but I do think that we're talking about the same thing here. I expect you'll find Sarja at Hero's Rest down at the south end of Grandel. She's a kind old bird, always worrying about our welfare and that. Anywho, better get back to my shift. Hope I was able to help a little bit. What the heck is this? The Giant's Trove. It's another Giant's treasure. Ah, some HP. I wonder if there's one right here. Nothing? Aw, man.
Hi there.
That was my first time seeing a fog beast with my own eyes. Alright, back to work. Oh, she's all the way down here.
Hi there.
What do I do to catch lots of fish too? Hero's Rest.
Hey, dearie.
Yes? Ah, the guard at the ramparts told you, didn't he? He and my late friend were on good terms. Naturally, I had to regale the man with tales of my friend's escapades. I believe the one that may be of particular interest to you is the time this friend of a high Antium man discovered a crystal. He was a real go-getter. That man always traipsing around exploring from the day he set foot on the shoulder. He would tell me all sorts of stories from his adventures to entertain little old me. I remember it like yesterday. The sky was a brilliant blue. Birds were singing. I'd come to pay my respects at the graveyard like any other day. And then along he came with the biggest smile on his face, and took out an object wrapped in cloth. Said he found a strange oh, we gotta sneeze, hold on. I gotta sneeze. Oh, sorry. Said he found a strange crystal alongside an ether deposit, and what a light it gave off. The cloth it was wrapped in wasn't enough to stop it shining through. Ah, it was a sight to behold. The core was translucent, yet it gave off a pale glow, warm yet somehow ice cold. It was like being bathed in turquoise sunlight. I never seen anything more beautiful, and I don't believe I ever will. Sadly, it dwindled to nothing in a matter of minutes. If there had been anything left of it, I would have kept it as a memento, I'm sure. I remember him telling me how incredibly large the deposit was, dripping down from the ceiling above. From his description, I imagine it might have looked something like a stalactite? I can't pronounce it. Which is why I'm convinced that it must have been in some sort of cavern. And despite the deposit size, the crystal he'd retrieved fit comfortably in the palm. It must have been formed over a long period of time. Ideally, he could have told you exactly where it was located, but I'm afraid that's not possible because he's sleeping here quite peacefully now and cannot really be disturbed. I'm sorry I wasn't able to show you the exact location, my dears. Still, I hope that my little antidote was of some use to you. I pray that you too will be able to find what you seek. Thank you, Sarja. This is going to be of great help to us. We better report back to Ransom.
Who, me?
So that's how things are. It seems we owe Miss Saja and her friend a debt of gratitude for the valuable information they provided us. It's just my conjecture, but the crystal may have been highly responsive to heat and sublimated when exposed to sunlight. It's fascinating, isn't it? I have to say, its properties are quite unusual. And I agree with Saja. I think that it would be found in a cave, like she said. So the soldier said he'd already searched Nethris necropolis, huh? Alright, let's think of other options then. If you follow Theme Lane, which breaks off from Thullis Way towards the northwest, you'll reach the Forbidden Hushland. It's a dangerous place though, so it hasn't been mapped out very thoroughly. Nevertheless, there is meant to be a cave-like location thereabouts. The man who found the crystal must have been a formidable swordsman. It may be from him that news of the cave's existence reached us. Very worthy. I pray that you find a high ether crystal there indeed. You're the only ones we can rely on to harvest it, I'm afraid. Good luck. And if you do find a high ether crystal, be careful to keep it away from strong light as you carry it back. So we need to go to not Nethris necropolis. We need to go to the Forbidden Hushlands to find the high ether crystal. Go to the caves around the Forbidden Hushlands in search of a high ether crystal. That will be doing that in a couple of episodes, probably like 2 or 3 probably, because we're gonna be doing some side missions. Because like I said, I want to get every single quest in Future Connected done. So I will see you guys next time. Bye bye.